myself together. Wow. I just finished this, and I just kind of an emotional wreck for me. You may or may not have watched my review on Divergent, but I became obsessed with that book, and I immediately wanted to read the second book, but I didn't have it. Well, in the mail, I think last Thursday, maybe, I got 3 books. I got this book, the 3rd book to this, and the 3rd Harry Potter, but in order for me to read Harry Potter, I'd have to go back and read the 2nd book so I can get back in the flow, just because that's how I am with Harry Potter. But this, it was still fresh in my mind, and I was like, I have to read it because I have another book to read of this. And I gotta say, by the time I was through with it, I was in tears. It was an emotional drain, because if you don't know, in Trish, they're a thing, and if you've read Divergent, you know that, so that shouldn't be any spoilers. By the way, this video may or may not have spoilers. I'm not sure. If it does, check the description right now, because that will tell you. And if you don't want spoilers on the book, don't watch. But if you do and you don't care, then it's okay. What I do with every book is I get so attached to it. Like for this, and after I finish reading the 3rd one, I will be attached for forever. And I finished reading it, and the last few sentences, I knew it was heading, and as soon as the last few pages happen, I'm like, I know who that person is on the screen. And I've been like that throughout the whole entire thing. Like when, I'm going to call him 4 because I can't pronounce his actual name. I don't want to pronounce it and y'all be all like, oh, it's this. But, 4, when they were going to the faction list, they're like, somebody wants to meet you. I'm like, I know who that is. And it was the person I thought it was going to be. Just because I have that sort of gut instinct. But throughout the book, Trish and 4 like had so many arguments. In their first argument, I was sitting there and I was like, no, because they are like my OTP, and if they were to break up, I would be severely upset. And this book did it to me again. There's always that couple, and Trish went off to, throughout this book, she's always putting her life in danger, and 4's like, look, if you do it again, we're done. And she goes, they're all like, if you're a Divergent, come to us, otherwise we're gonna keep killing off your people, because they had simulations, is that how you pronounce it, in them, and they could control them and let them commit suicide. And they're speaking through the people, and they're like, we will do this again, in simulating having them kill each other, or not kill each other, but suicide. And Trish was all like, look, my mind's already made up, and I'm going. So one night, 4 was all like, promise me you won't go, and she doesn't not promise she won't go, but you just learn a lot of back history. And then she goes off, and it was that moment where you're like, she's doing the right thing, she's going, that's great, but in a way you're like, if you were to stay, you wouldn't be in the problem you are now. And then later on, after like she's been through all this trauma, and they've like, because they're trying to find a stimulation for Divergent people, and Trish is like the strongest one, so they're they're trying to find one to control them. And 4 shows up, and she's just all like, what? And there's a part where something happens and they're escaping, and I'm like, chick, you're dreaming because that happened way too quickly, and I was just sitting here, and I read this in 2 days, you guys, 2 days. I started reading this last night, and last night I got to about there, and then at school I got about there, and then I just read all that, and I was just like, I'm not putting the book down. I'm not doing that. But I was waiting for this book forever. You have no idea. You have no idea. Every time they would fight, though, I'd be like, no. And then Christina, she was upset towards the middle of the book because she found out that Trish shot Will. And as you guys know, in Divergent, Christina and Will were a thing. And Trish and Four had to go in the truth serum when they arrived at that one. And they asked her what her biggest regret was, and she was all like, Will was my biggest regret. And then Christina was just all like, what are you talking about? But emotional roller coaster. I was texting somebody at the time, and they're like, what you doing? I'm like, I am screaming, almost in tears, yelling no repeatedly at the book. I was really upset what was happening, but it ended. One of the people I communicate saw I was reading it, and he was all like, oh, I read that. It ended kind of strangely, and I didn't know how it ended. And I'm like, when I finished reading it, first thing, I don't think it ended that strangely. I think it ended perfectly well. I think it was a cliffhanger, but it wasn't that big of a cliffhanger. It got you. It was a calming point. I was in tears, though. I'm not gonna lie. I was in tears. What I like about this too is that it connects so much with Trish's parents, and it's supposed to, obviously, but I don't want to say it gives more of a backstory, but it kind of does if you read it. And when I first started reading it, I hadn't read Divergent for a couple of months now, and I immediately started remembering everything that happened in Divergent, just because it's a continuous thing. It doesn't just like jump or whatever. And I really enjoyed it. So, that's pretty much. I probably have like a ton to say. There are points. There was this one chapter. It was late at night last night. I was like, I should stop here and go to bed. But at that point, Trish just got shot. And I was sitting there, and I was like, I have to go on. I have to go on, but I didn't, so I just left myself cliffhanging like no other mofos. I don't know what that was about, but Trish does go through some spinny type thing. She brings up the Ferris wheel thing a lot too, which is pretty cool because it gives more of a relationship thing between her and Vor, and I love their relationship. Every time they fight, I am almost in tears because I'm like, if you two break up, my life will be over. When I was about right there, that much to go, I'm like, I may die tonight. But I completely recommend this book, but do not read it if you have not read Divergent. If you have not read Divergent, where in the world have you been? Read it before the movie comes out, because guess what? I guarantee the movie won't be as good as the book, because people are like, oh, it hardly ever is. I mean, there are some movies that are better than the book. I'm gonna be honest here. There are some, but so far, I don't like the casting of Divergent, and this just went into the movie, but I recommend this. If you're like, I like Divergent, but am I gonna like Insurgent? Yes you are. And they actually do bring up what Insurgent means in the book too, so just so we clarify. I'm gonna actually start reading that in just a little bit after I finish this video. I'm not gonna edit it tonight, I'll edit it some other time. But back on to the Divergent movie. I think I've mentioned this actually before in my review for Divergent or something like that. I don't like the casting. I'll say it now. I think it was a horrible casting. Yes, I think they will do good, but I don't like the casting, and I don't think it's gonna be a good thing. And the actors are good. I just don't like the way they chose them, because I didn't imagine Trish being Shailene Woodley. Like, she doesn't seem like that type of person. I don't know how to explain. I don't like the casting. I don't think the movie's gonna be as fantastic as the book, and I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna watch all the previews and get all the posters, just because, frankly, I think I'm gonna be disappointed. Not as disappointed as I was with The Lightning Thief, but you know, you never know. I could end up loving the movie. You never know. But at this moment, I stand that I don't like it. But I will be doing a review over the third book, which I will start reading in about 2 minutes. And I'll be doing a review over the movie when it comes out in March of 2014. Well, that was my review. I hope you guys enjoyed my review over Insurgent by Veronica Roth. Like I said, I do recommend it. She's a wonderful, wonderful author. I do hope I can write as well as she does one day, because it's just fantastic. So excited. I love books. I love them so much. They, like, get your imagination flowing, and whew! But I'm gonna go. I will see you guys with more reviews in the future. Yeah, always. My main channel is Casper is Alive. Please go check out my videos. You can subscribe you can subscribe here if you want to. You can subscribe there on my main channel, or you can just stop by whenever. Give this video if you agree with me, or you don't, or you liked it. Doesn't matter. Leave your comments down below what you think of the book, if you've read it, or if you plan to read it. Do you think you will like it? Is it your type of stuff? Do you like the cast for the movie? This is reviews. This is just all our opinions, man. Just spurt them out everywhere. I have a Twitter and a Facebook. You can go on my main channel and find those links, because I'm too lazy to set up my second channel. Just kidding. I may do that in the future. I don't know. But I'm gonna go, because I got to start reading. I also gotta get ready for school tomorrow. And yeah. What's that? I don't know. Peace. Deuces. See you around the interviewing world of wonders. Here we go. Goodbye.